A group of Oregonians is rallying tremendous support for what is being called a peaceful revolution. They're fighting to secede from the deep blue state, hoping to one day become part of Idaho. The organization, called the Citizens for Greater Idaho, started in rural Oregon, but the movement now includes progressives and conservatives of northwestern Oregon who welcome a smaller Oregon, as well as Idahoans, Californians, and Washingtonians. They expect several to vote in favor this month. Joining us is the president of Citizens for Greater Idaho, Mike McCarter. Mike, welcome. This is fascinating to a lot of people. I was talking to one of my other anchors here at Newsmax, and he said this is great what these folks are doing out there, especially for people in rural areas of blue states that feel like they just aren't being represented anymore. What made you get this movement off the ground?
Well, good morning, Tom, and thanks for having us on. At least good morning from our part of the country. This has been going on for probably 20, 25 years, where there's been some problems with the politics in Salem, in Northwest Oregon, controlling everything in rural Oregon. 78% of our population is located in the Portland-Willamette Valley. When they pass a law to correct the situation there or to try a new social program, it affects us in rural Oregon. So in the fall of 2019, a group of us got together and said, what could we do about this? Mm-hmm. And we decided that the best way to do it is to take it county by county through rural Oregon and find out what the public is thinking, find out what the rural Oregonians are thinking. And just last Tuesday, with the vote, 5 counties with an average of 62% positive passing said yes. Right. We want to start negotiations and move to Idaho.
Mr. McCarter, already 7 of Oregon's 36 counties have voted in favor of this. Sherman, Jefferson, Union, Grant, Baker, Malheur, and Lake have voted in support of becoming part of Idaho. Did you see this really start to take off and get more momentum after the problems in Portland last year and the incompetence that we saw from the leadership in places like Portland and Seattle over the last couple of years?
You know, Tom, that's just bringing it to a head. That this problem has been underlying all the time. But now with the media coverage and everything and what's going on in the Willamette Valley and along the West Coast, it's just bringing it to head, along with the leadership in Oregon and the way they handled the COVID situation and are still handling the COVID situation. So people in rural Oregon are saying, let us go, let us come alongside Idaho folks, Idaho as a state, because they're a lot like us. Yeah. Our traditional values line up very well.
You think that the Oregon legislature is likely to ultimately approve this? They're going to have to approve it, and then you'll have to get congressional approval. But you seem to have a lot of momentum, even with some progressives in the state. Talk to us about that.
Well, you know, they're still in session right now, and it's been very hard to talk to our legislators. What we would ask right now is for the people who are speaking out and saying, let us go, to start contacting their legislators, our state legislators, and say, we want to start this discussion. We want to see whether we can take and do this or not. I think it's a great possibility. Yeah. You know, when you start out in the beginning, you really don't know what's going to come about. But in this day and age, how can you predict what's going to happen? But if you don't try, you're lost.
Mr. McCarter, talk to us about the other side of the border in Idaho. How did they feel about your movement? I remember when I heard that the 7th county had voted to start this discussion, to start this negotiation. I was just blown away by that. And what are folks in Idaho and the legislature and the governor there saying about the possibility?
Well, just about a month ago, I had the opportunity to present this movement to the part of the Idaho legislature, about a third of them. and the response was very well received. The issue here is there are a lot of people that are standing or sitting on the sidelines watching this movement to say, do the people of rural Oregon really want to see this take place? Not just a sales pitch necessarily from us, but are the people speaking out? So the legislators over there were received very well. Naturally, there is some concern with citizens and legislators in Idaho that they don't want a lot of people moving in and changing their makeup and changing their mix in their political system.
Sure.
And we understand that. We just want to come alongside them and be part of Idaho.
Well, Mike McCarter, thank you for being here. We're going to be watching this, and I know that there are a lot of people out there that are rooting for you, and you may just start a trend across America. Thank you so much for being here.
It is possible, Tom, and we've got more counties lined up to go for it, too.
Terrific. All right. Thank you, sir. Coming up...